Are they going for round 2? Is there going to be another pandemic?
You need a global event,
Right.
a global scary event.
How close are we? Is someone getting ready to flip the switch? I mean, could it happen tomorrow? We have the brand new DVD of Last Evangelist. You can get it right now. It's limited collector's edition. It's got the new episode on it, along with band videos with me and Michael Lake and Lisa Haven, Sheila Lazinski, and things that were just taken down because they didn't like them. But you get all this right now if you call 844-806-0006 or go text the word chosen to 91999 or go to davidheavener.tv/order. David back here, we're with Billy Crone. Billy, today with what's happening, the mass social distancing, this pandemic, I use the term loosely, I see this as control. I see this as let's do a lot of tests. How does this fit into transhumanism? And if it does, which it does, I know, how close are we? Is someone getting ready to flip the switch? I mean, could it happen tomorrow?
Well, the next big event that's on God's prophetic time calendar is called the Rapture. Yeah. The Rapture is imminent. The Bible's very clear as far as the 7-year tribulation, which is a full 7 years that God's going to pour out his wrath. He's not going to let these guys have they'll have their little day in the sun, but he's going to put an end to it.
Okay.
And but the Bible's very clear that as a born again Christian, we're not appointed unto Romans chapter 5, 1 Thessalonians 1, 1 Thessalonians 5. We're not appointed unto, we are rescued from and saved from God's wrath. So we're not going to be there. So we're going to depart prior to the ultimate fulfillment of what we've been talking about.
It's the word ultimate that concerns me.
But I'm convinced, and to me, we don't know the day nor the hour of the rapture,
right.
But we're seeing the lead up for that ultimate fulfillment.
Right.
So that means our departure is near. But the ultimate lead up to me is common sense. The Bible talks about, I call the 4 big guns, 4 big signs that the Antichrist kingdom is about ready to be unleashed. And that's a one world government, a one world economy, tied together, micromanaging the planet with a mark of the beast system, and of course a one world religion. And all 4 of those are not coming, they're already in play, they've been working on them for decades. And here's the deal, they just need the right trigger event. Just turn the switch. And I would say that trigger is being turned as we speak.
Okay, what is the trigger?
Well, the trigger is, again, this is an axiom that these guys have been working on for years. People are more apt to surrender their freedoms in a time of fear than in peace. So you got to freak them out. Now, these are a global government, a global economy, a global mark of the beast, a global religion. So if you're going to pull the trigger on it, the infrastructure is already here. But if you're going to pull the trigger on it and now tie them all together officially, then you need a global event, a global scary event. Because here's the other axiom, not just fear, but that people are more apt to surrender their freedoms in a time of fear than in peace. So you got to freak them out on a global basis. But you create a crisis, you can manage the outcome. So we need a global fearful crisis so that we could use that as an excuse to turn the trigger.
Gee,
what's going on right now?
Fearful crisis? That sounds familiar. What could that be? Do you think it's over? Do you think they're going to go in for the sequel?
I think they're all in on this. And you mentioned about with the face coverings and all that stuff. I was at another conference doing a Q&A week before last, and the question came up, about this. And I said, if I were a global elite, before I turn the knob all the way, I'd want to do a little test run to see how far my brainwashing has been doing.
Right.
And, because is now the time, because you don't want to mess it up, because you don't want to put your cards on the table before it's right time, or people will know what you're up to.
Right.
Oh, cat's out of the bag, and then they put you down.
Right.
So you got to be very careful about your timing. So I'd want to do a little test run. I want to see how far have we gotten by taking over the media, the educational system, all this stuff to brainwash generations into going along with our global narrative. And I'm convinced that the crisis that was released on the planet in 2020, if I were an elite, I would be jazzed right now. Going like, I can't believe it. We're even further along than what we thought. And I bring up the example specifically of the United States of America. You would think that the moment that Americans were told, you can't leave your house, You can't go into a business.
Right.
You can't even go to church services.
Right.
Blah 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 blah, and on and just it's never stopped.
Right.
Then we would have said, no, you don't. We're
Right.
Americans, and we know our not only Bibles, but we know the Constitution, the
Right.
Bill of Rights, which is based on biblical principles. That's
Right.
why we can support them.
Right.
We would have pitched a fit and said,
Right.
and then they would have backed off and said, well, not yet. We got to do some more brainwashing. But what was the response, David?
Oh, look at it. They laid down and died.
Yeah, so that, to me, to answer the question, that's why now I'm convinced they're all in.
They're all in.
Because based on the response of people comply,
Right.
they're just rolling over plain dead, even Americans.
Right.
And they're going, this is it, this is our money, and they're not backing down.
So here's the thing, is that if this is happening, and they've conditioned, and they go, hey, okay, they're sitting back, it worked. Are they going for round 2? Is there going to be another pandemic? They don't need that anymore, right? They're looking for maybe something else, a higher stakes.
Yeah, well, again, I think there's been some dry runs already. Some
Okay.
other methodologies that maybe got them a little bit further, but it didn't give them completely what they needed.
Okay.
Let me give you a case in point. I believe the whole terrorist issue, which is an ongoing, endless wars that you'll never win, but it's enough to freak people out.
Right.
And it never goes away.
I think that was another pandemic.
I believe
it was
so.
a scare.
Right. But it got them a little further, but it wasn't people like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one was 2008 with the economy crash.
Right.
And people freaked out.
Yeah.
And then they were able to take away more of our freedoms because of that, and all these bailouts and all that kind of stuff going on. And but that didn't. Eventually, people, okay, we made it through that, whatever. But this one, when they choose this bug, this one, man, has worked.
Yeah.
And so my point is, I think we found the right trigger. Right. My guess is, and I can't say thus saith the Lord, it wouldn't surprise me. Remember, you got to keep people in a constant state of fear.
Right.
If you notice, the original bug came out,
right,
and eventually it started to die down.
Right.
And then here comes this next variant, and it's stirred up. Well, guess what's happening right now? That variant's starting to go.
Right.
So my guess is they're probably going to come up with another one, probably the same mindset of another bug, right? And that just it keeps us in this constant state of fear, which really is an excuse to bring in what they themselves call the Great Reset.
Yeah.
Because again, you create this crisis that they created,
right?
And then, hey, we just happen to have the solution here for you. As if you just whip that up in 2 weeks. You've been sitting on this for years, waiting for the right crisis.
I think you're right, and I'll tell you why. This time, this next crisis is going to be so horrific, it's going to crash the financial system, and that's their intention. They need that for the cashless society.
In these last days, people will worship false gods. As the Antichrist arises, Christians will be persecuted. David Heavener Investigates is proud to bring you End Times Investigations, a new DVD series containing over 8 hours of interviews, commentaries, and teaching on Illuminati and the New World Order, Satanism, miracles and healings, the Antichrist, and one world religion.
Hi, I'm David Heavener, and I'm proud to bring you this brand new DVD collection, End Times Investigations.
David reveals how the media is working hand in hand with the Antichrist system. Order now and receive this special DVD collection. Text bonus to 41444 or davidheavener.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006. Text bonus to 41444 or davidheavener.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006.
Right. If you're interested in getting involved in Last Evangelist, our new TV series, which is coming out the first of the year, go to lastevangelist.com. You can sign the newsletter. You can even donate. And we do need your help. We really do. You can see on there the things you can do. You can special thanks. You can donate, get T-shirts, hats. You can come walk the red carpet. Hey, you can be in the movie. You can be an associate producer. You could even be an executive producer. This is how we're bringing this truth to you guys. I'm not going to the studio. God said, go to my people. That's what I'm doing. Go to lastevangelist.com. or text the word evangelist to 41444, or you can make that call to 844-806-0006. Now, if you're enjoying the show, would you please consider becoming a monthly partner? Help me bring God's word to a dying world. You know, they need to hear the truth. And your donation will help do that. Please text the word chosen to 91999 or go to davidheavener.tv/give or call 844-806-0006. God bless you.